Hi, friends. Oh, Mr. Kevin.
Kiss your brain, Mr.
Yeah,
Kevin.
we'll see if anyone caught it. They might not have. Friends, welcome to the TV classroom. I think we need to check in with our zones.
Oh, I need to.
You need to?
Yeah, I need
Okay,
to figure out
friends.
what's happening with my brain.
You need to.
Let's
Let's check in with our zones.
Let's do a zone
We're
check
feeling
in
a little
here.
wobbly here at the TV classroom. Let's check in.
All right.
What's your brain doing? How is your body feeling? What are your emotions? Oh, I was oh dear.
You're in 3 zones. I think I know what one of them is.
My body's in the blue zone. My brain is in the yellow zone. But my feelings are in the green zone.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, I'm tired. My brain is excited because we got to see some students, and Miss Oslin and I really miss teaching students.
Yes.
Because we teach all of you, but we don't get to see you. We had a chance to talk with some students, and it was really great. But I got my brain really, really, really excited.
Yeah.
And kind of out of focus. But my body is feeling okay. So I'm kind of all over the place today. What about you, Miss Oslin?
I'm very similar. Yeah, and I was just thinking a good reminder for myself about when it's okay to get silly, but then we have to center
Yes.
ourselves back into the green zone so that we can get our work done.
And I know when my brain feels this way, I tend to talk fast. So something I'm telling myself right now is slow down your talking. Because if I talk too fast and you guys can't understand me, then that's a problem. Because the whole point of me being here is so that you can understand and learn. So if I go too fast, would you let me know?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
thanks so much. Mr. Kevin, how are you feeling today?
I will help you by not going fast. I'm just teasing. I'm in a good mood. Can you tell?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can tell, Mr. Kevin.
Yay!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yay. Green zone all the way.
Green
Well,
zone.
at least one of us is.
Yeah.
That's good. And he's the one who controls all the cameras, so that's a good thing he's in the green zone. Yep. Well,
All right.
Shall we talk about our 3 personal
I
standards?
think we should. It's important.
Okay. Today and every day when we come together, we all agree to
Show respect,
make good decisions,
and solve problems.
problems. Now, if you are like Mrs. Wally and you're feeling kind of unbalanced, that would be a problem that we would invite you to solve. And now I hear Mrs. Wally taking deep breaths.
And I let my friend know that I might speak a little bit fast, and can she let me know if I do? Because I know that might be a problem. And I'll make sure Miss Oslin stays awake.
Thank you. Yeah, just poke me gently if
Okay,
I start to
drink of
doze
water,
off.
Miss Oslin.
Yeah.
She starts to get tired.
Water does help.
It does help when you're feeling tired.
Oh,
Okay, let's take a look at this phenomena. Okay,
I can do this.
you can do it.
Project.
Oh, this is so good.
Duplicate.
Okay,
All right.
I wonder if we can zoom it in.
Is
a
there
little
any
bit.
way to zoom that picture before I bring it up? Oh, look at you. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Now I'm going to warn my mom. Look away, Mom.
What is going on?
Wow.
I didn't know they could do that.
I wish I didn't know.
Friends, what animal is relying on a tree?
The snake.
It's a snake. I wonder why it's doing that. Do you have any idea, friends? Why do you think this snake is coiling up the tree? I mean, it's pretty intuitive and ingenious to do that. What would be in the tree that the snake would need? Or what would it be getting away from?
It's definitely relying on its structure to survive.
Yeah, it's relying on being able to wrap around that tree. I wonder if it tried to climb up just straight up, if it would just fall off.
Oh.
Because they don't have suction cups on them.
They don't. Not like our limpets.
Nope.
I wonder how they get down.
I wonder if they do the same thing. Or do they just fall out of the tree? I've seen snakes fall out of a tree before. I wonder if what they want to eat is up there. What do you think, Mr. Kevin?
Well, I'm just curious as to what would be in a palm tree that would attract a snake to climb it.
A bird.
maybe a bird. I don't know. I've never heard of a snake eating a coconut. Have
No.
you? Yeah.
I've not.
Or it might be going up there to sleep. I wonder if they sleep up in the pine tree
Oh, where it's safe.
where it's safe and they can be camouflaged. Because like if I didn't know that was there and it wasn't really moving, I probably wouldn't notice it. Mm-hmm. Because it's a similar color to the tree. Huh. Pretty fascinating, isn't
It
it?
really is.
So friends, think about what, oh, there's Oliver. There he is.
Hello, Mr. Oliver.
Oh, beautiful. Did you do it? Did you do extend? You did? Is it almost? Nope, nope. We're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna go like this.
Eventually, I'll figure it
And then
out.
we're gonna go like this. And then it's there. And then we just go boop, boop. Okay,
Teamwork.
we're ready.
Nice.
Teamwork makes the dream work, friends.
There you go.
Okay, our essential question. How do plants and animals work together to survive?
Well, and that was a great wonder for that because that snake and plant were working together.
I wonder what the snake does for the tree.
Well, that's a really good question. What does the snake do for the tree? Or maybe the tree just does for the snake.
There are those kinds of relationships.
Yeah, and then something else does something for the tree in the chain. I don't know. Are there snakes that are herbivores?
I don't know.
I'm going to research that. Because if it's an herbivore snake, then it might eat the leaves.
And then help it spread its seed.
Yeah.
I also was wondering if snake poop helps fertilize the tree,
Oh, it might.
if it's part of the decomposing.
How do other plants and animals work together? Oh, Mr. Kevin.
Oh! Well, so you caught me. I was looking up
Oh, he's looking
snakes.
at
Of course
that
he
are
is.
He was looking at
herbivores.
snakes.
He's
that are
trying to answer our
herbivores.
questions.
And
Tell
I was
us.
trying to answer your question. So
What'd you find?
this is interesting.
Oh, I can't wait.
Over 3,400 species of snakes exist around the world, yet there are no herbivorous snakes.
They all
Really?
eat meat.
They all eat meat.
Well,
And
there
let me
goes the
just-
idea of eating the leaves.
Right.
Yeah. So, and this is another. So I'm actually getting multiple sources here just to verify.
Oh,
Because
that's
when
such
you're
a
on
good
the internet,
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always have to verify your sources.
Always, and look what the source is, right? If it's like a university's biology center, that's a really good source.
Yeah.
You can trust what they're saying.
So this site says there are no such thing as a vegetarian snake.
Okay, there's two,
Two more
sources, two or
Yeah.
more sources that verify your
Snakes
information.
are called obligate carnivores.
So they only are
They
carnivores.
only eat meat.
They're obligated to eat meat.
They-
Yeah.
yeah.
They
We're
are.
Obligate.
It's my obligation. It's in my contract.
I have to.
I
Yeah,
have to
that's
eat
just
meat.
the way they are. That's how they help the ecosystem.
They must have structures to support that.
And I know they eat rodents, which helps the rodent population from not exploding because rodents grow really fast.
They
and
do.
so we have
They
to have
do.
something that keeps them in balance.
And they have lots of babies in their litter at a time.
They do, yeah. Which is important, right?
Okay, ready? Big science word.
Okay, big science word, biodiversity. Do you remember
Variety of life in the world.
You did it.
We also learned about ecosystem, which
Oh,
is a community of things together with their environment.
So there's like this whole space of the ecosystem, right? But then there's habitat.
And that's a little bit different
It is.
because that's just the natural environment
For-
of an animal or plant.
Right, or like a group of animals or plants. Okay, that's really interesting. And then we learned about characteristics.
And that was a typical or special quality of a person or thing.
Like if you think about the snake, it can coil, it has a bendy body.
That
It's
is a characteristic.
right. Or What about the teeth of an animal?
Oh.
That's a characteristic of an animal.
And that'll tell us what they eat
Yeah.
based on what shape they
it
are.
is.
The other word that we learned was organism.
Oh, yeah, any living thing.
Any could be a plat or a plant.
It could be a cell.
Yep. A germ.
It can be a germ. It can be anything that's living, right? And not just like living like we are, because germs don't have brains, right? But they are still living.
Today we're going to learn the word classification.
That's a really good word.
It is.
Let's put the syllables on our body. Are
Okay.
you ready, friends? Or clap them, however you do it. Classification. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do just the vowel sounds.
Okay.
A, I,
I'm getting better at that as we do that more and more.
It's really fun to do.
It's tricky to do it first.
Now, classification. That's going to help me spell the word.
Yes.
I know shun means something that does, but it doesn't help me. Like doing it, that doesn't help me.
I was thinking the word class.
Oh, we could chunk it. Oh, I'm thinking, it's a classification. I'm thinking classify. Not classified, like secret, but classify, like I'm going to put all of the small plates here and all of the big plates here.
To sort and then
Like to
define
sort
the
it.
rule.
Yeah.
I was thinking like my class at school
Oh, yeah,
because I heard the word class. So that would be like groups of kids sorted
by grade level.
by grade level.
We classify students at schools into grade levels.
The final meaning of classification is placing plants and animals in groups based on structure.
Oh, so based on how they survive and what their bodies use, we put them into groups? Oh, interesting. I wonder what sentence we could use for that. Classification.
Humans and bears are classified as mammals. So we must have similar structures to bears.
We must. Can I tell you something funny?
Yes.
When I was looking at it up on the big TV way in the back, my glasses have a little smudge on them, and I thought it said humans and beans.
Oh,
That's wrong.
That-
I was like, that does not make
yeah,
any sense.
because beans are not mammals.
They are not mammals, they are a plant.
However, beans and humans are both organisms.
True, they are,
Great
Mr. Kevin,
point.
you're right.
Are we ready for a new chant?
We have a new one. I think we should sing it a couple times.
Okay,
Okay? So we'll go through it the first time, and then we'll back up and do it a second time.
sounds great.
Okay. It's called Structures Here.
Structures there. Structures here, structures there. Structures everywhere.
Okay, should they sing it back now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Your turn. Okay.
External structures growing and useful structures functioning. Structures throughout animal bodies and structures inside plant stems.
Okay, go back. We'll do that one.
External structures growing and useful structures functioning. Structures throughout animal bodies and structures inside plant stems.
I'm noticing that it's talking about how it's with animals and with plants.
Like our essential question.
Yes.
Structures here, structures there, structures everywhere. Structures. Love it.
That was great.
That was fun. We're really figuring those out too as we do more and more of them.
We are, and I think that we're getting to the point where like we'll be able to go back and revisit and kind of pull out some of the words. Okay, friends, stay tuned for that.
This I'm excited for.
Okay. The classification of animals. So we're going to classify animals into two different categories.
Based on their
Structures. One of the categories is vertebrate animals. Those are animals that have a backbone, like you and I. Inside, we have a backbone inside that keeps our structure together. One of those types of vertebrate animals are warm-blooded animals. Or cold-blooded animals. That means warm-blooded animals need warmth to survive, and they create the warmth themselves. Cold-blooded animals, they need warmth to survive, but they have to get it from an external source like the sun. Mammals are a warm-blooded animal. We are mammals. Here are some examples: a bear, a tiger, a whale. Mammals breathe air. They birth their youngs live. That means they don't come out in an egg, they come out live. And they have a backbone because they're a vertebrate. And they create their own warmth. Like we create our own warmth. We have a system in our body that keeps us around 98 degrees Fahrenheit and keeps us warm all day long. Birds are also warm-blooded. They keep themselves warm with their structures, like their feathers and their blubber. Some examples: an ostrich is a type of bird. A peacock is a type of bird. An eagle is a type of bird. And then there's fish. Fish, like salmon, like goldfish, and like a guppy.
Guppy.
Guppies are so
small.
fun. They're really small and they're really pretty. Then we have things like reptiles, like that snake we saw. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals. They rely on laying in the sun to get warm. Like if you've ever seen a snake sunning, my mom grew up in Australia. And where she grew up was way out what they call the bush. It was out in a rural area. And they would ride their bike with no shoes on to school every day. Like very, very rural area that she lived. And she said coming home in the afternoon, they played the dodge the snake game. Because the snakes would be in the road sunning in the sun, getting warm, and they'd have to like dodge and miss the snakes. And it was like this game they played riding home from school.
My mom would not have been able to live in Australia because my mom has a huge fear of snakes.
Australia has some really amazing,
Yes.
scary creatures.
Yes.
It's a really cool place to study biodiversity. Oh, biodiversity.
Variety of life in the world. Oh, crocodiles.
Oh, crocodile. Those also live in Australia. Those, whew. They also
then the
sit in
snake.
sun. And a turtle. Turtles also sit in the sun.
They do.
They sit out on the rocks and they sun. And that's how they get themselves warm. Okay, what's next, I wonder? Amphibians. Those are cold-blooded animals. Things like a frog, a toad, or a newt. These are all amphibians.
All of the pictures that we see up there are all of the not all of the vertebrates, but they are all vertebrate
animals. They all have a backbone.
Okay.
They have a structure inside their body that helps them move and stay upright and take care of their needs. We could put humans in there on animals too. Then there's invertebrates. These are animals with no backbones.
backbone.
The first type of invertebrate is with jointed legs. Their legs have joints, like we have knees on our legs, like everyone move your knee and your ankle. These invertebrates have joints, but they're external joints. And then there are invertebrates that have no legs at all.
No legs at all.
So the jointed legs is two different categories.
I did not know
either
this.
have 3 pairs of legs, so 6 legs total. That's one kind of invertebrate, like an ant or a cockroach or a ladybug. We call those insects. And then there's ones with more than 3 pairs of legs, like our pillbug
It's a lot of legs.
or a scorpion, a spider, or a millipede.
We read about millipedes in Under One Rock.
We did in the herbivores, we learned. And here's the thing, all of these creatures, if you look, they don't have their structure inside that holds them together. Their structure is on the outside, or they don't have a hard structure at all. Then we have some without legs. They're worm-like. Things like an earthworm or a leech. Ooh, leeches live in water and they leech onto something and they suck all the blood out. That's what they eat. They eat the blood of the animal. Then we have not worm-like. This is called
Fluke worm.
a fluke worm. I've never seen a fluke worm before.
We dissected fluke worms in my biology class in high
Did
school.
you? And what did you find?
If I remember correctly, it's been a couple years, but I believe they regenerate. So if you cut them in half, it'll grow into 2. I believe. I will have to double check
I have
that,
to look that up.
but I think that's
Yes,
a memory
Mr.
I have.
Kevin?
I have a similar experience in memory is that we took a fluke worm and we split it down the middle and it grew 2 halves.
So instead of horizontally doing it vertically?
Yes.
Interesting.
So we had a fluke worm with 2 heads, essentially.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's a very interesting creature. It has some interesting structures to survive. I bet it's really hard to get rid of a fluke worm.
I bet.
Well, I'm thinking like a reptile, their tails, some of them, they regenerate.
Oh, that's right.
If the tail falls off, they'll grow a new one. Isn't that a cool structure?
And earthworms do too.
Yeah, I learned that when I was in elementary school, and we had a science class, and we had a pet chameleon, and I actually got drawn to take it home, and I got a pet chameleon. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that is neat.
But the tail, if you pulled on the tail would fall off, and that was a mechanism to survive because the birds grab the tail and they drop from their tail, and then they just grow a new tail, and they didn't get eaten by the bird.
Neat.
That is
Isn't that a cool structure?
really neat structure. The last
So-
one on here is tapeworms. What were you going to say, Mr. Kevin?
I was just going to say, this may be interesting to some of our students that scientists are actually working on ways to get drug therapy for humans to regenerate things that they've lost.
Oh. So there's scientists that are studying how can humans regenerate cells they've lost?
Yes, like, so for example, if let's say your little toe got cut off,
You could regenerate a new toe?
a new toe.
So is that
They're
using
learning lessons from these animals, like the fluke worm.
You mean
and
like
frogs.
biomimicry?
Biomimicry.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's neat.
That would be a cool job, wouldn't it?
That would be.
I want to learn more about that. The last one was a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Ooh, tapeworms live inside people.
Yeah.
And they don't look like a normal worm. They're very, very long and stretchy. And, ooh.
And they can like live in your gut for a long
Yeah,
time.
so that's why it's really important that you drink clean water. You don't drink water out of streams because it can have tapeworms in it. Yeah.
Just some quick reflecting about what we think we know about biodiversity, specifically thinking about the structures of plants and animals.
And how they work together. And what have you learned so far?
So much.
I've learned so much. And do you have any new questions you're wondering that you want to learn? It's part of the scientific process is identifying what you've learned and then coming up with some more questions to learn some more. Now that we know there's different kinds of animals, vertebrates and invertebrates, make sure to jot your thinking down. What are you thinking, Ms. Osborne?
I'm thinking about what Mr. Kevin just told us about biomimicry and thinking about regeneration and how that is a structure that some animals have. Are there plants that also regenerate?
Yes, there are plants that regenerate.
So that's interesting that they would have a similar structure, and I wonder if they all use that structure for the same purpose.
Yeah, that's a really great question.
What were you thinking?
So along similar lines, and I wonder how we can learn from their structures and elements as humans to help us help the world. Mr. Kevin, were you thinking something?
I'm always thinking something. But no,
Okay.
nothing.
So go ahead.
No, you go.
We have something exciting we're going to be doing. And we're thinking about how plants and animals work together to survive. And we learned about classifying just animals today. And we're starting something new. And it has to do with writing, but you don't necessarily have to write. You can kind of do this in any kind of creative way you want. What's going to happen is today your assignment is to go on Flipgrid. Now we've given your teachers the link and the code to the second grade Flipgrid channel. And any student in Tacoma can participate. But we've shortened our lesson today because you're going to go on a hunt. You need to find 2 or 3 animals around your home or in a park. You need to have adult permission before you leave and find them and then either take a picture of them or videotape it and then decide, is it a vertebrate or an invertebrate animal? And you're going to make a video or draw, do some art or something to explain to us what you found and how you classified them. And you're going to put it on Flipgrid under my little video that says, lesson 203. And you're gonna go under, you're gonna see my video explaining it, and then you're gonna see a comment section. And there's like a little red video camera button, and you hit it, and you get to record a response. And we're gonna look at what everyone finds around them. So cool.
So make sure you ask your teacher for the code to join. Mr. Kevin, what were you going to say?
I was just going to ask that very thing. So how do our students join Flipgrid?
So they have to ask their teacher for the link and the code. We can't put it on YouTube because it's unique to those students, and we don't want people outside of Tacoma having access to it.
Makes sense.
Yep, so your teacher can get access. If they don't know how to get access, have them email the TV classroom, and we'll get them access.
I have another I just have so many questions.
Good.
from
Question,
teachers.
Mr. Kevin.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say a student has a pet.
Yeah?
Can the pet be one of the
If they
things
take
that
them outside, yeah.
That would be great.
They just
take
have to
them
be outside their home.
Yeah, okay.
So if their pet's in their yard, sure
Yeah.
does. It'd be kind of cool to see the different pets people have.
Oh, that would be.
And if we have any that are different classifications.
Oh, I bet.
So I could, for example, when I go home tonight, I could start Flipgrid and take a video of my pet flukeworm.
You could.
And yeah, his name's Fred.
Fred the fluke worm. I can't wait
Fred
to
the
see the
fluke
fluke
worm.
worm, Fred.
Yep.
Mr. Kevin's gonna have to go buy a fluke worm. If you can't go into Flipgrid or your adult doesn't want you to go on Flipgrid, that's okay.
Yeah.
You can send us an email with a video or a picture, or you can write to us and send it in the mail, and we will also respond to you.
Yes.
Mr. Kevin, how can they do that?
Well, second graders, if you need any help with an email, you can, of course, ask an adult. But you just email us at tvclassroom@tacoma.k12.wa.us. Did you see my brain was just going
It was working.
faster?
It was
yeah, the
working
brain was
hard.
going faster than the mouth right then.
Yeah.
You can also mail us something in the regular mail, TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Oh, I'm excited for the affirmation.
Do you
for
want?
today's
Why don't
lesson.
you do it then?
No, I want to hear you do it. I
Yeah,
love the way
okay.
you explain it.
Okay, the affirmation is the time of day when we get to say positive things about ourselves, the time of the lesson, because we should be doing affirmations all day long.
We should.
Positive self-talk is important.
You know, you reminded me of that earlier. I got really frustrated with myself and I was starting to not do positive self-talk. And Miss Allison was at our computer and she goes, Mrs. Wally, positive self-talk. It was really great, so thank you.
And do you know why I did that?
Bye.
Because you are worthy of respect, even from yourself.
Thanks, Miss Oslin.
And that's our affirmation today. I am worthy of respect. So I'll take a deep breath and say our affirmation. I am worthy of respect. Excellent job today, second graders. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing you back here next time in our TV classroom.
See you on Flipgrid. Bye, friends.
Rules. 1. You have 10 seconds to pick your crewmate. 2. A new timer will appear with an exercise for the crewmate you picked. 3. You will get 10 points for each correct crewmate and exercise you choose. 4. If you pick the imposter, you will lose all your points. 5. See how many points you can get. Good luck.